going, you guys? Welcome back to Phantom Racing TV, where tonight we are at the Silverstone Grand Prix for round 6 for our Sunday tier drivers. So as you can see on your screen, we've got some drivers on a very wet track here at Silverstone. We've got 18 drivers currently on the grid. So should be a very entertaining race. Hopefully we'll actually have a dry race this time around. So yeah, we've got quite a few new people on the grid tonight. So welcome to all the newbies. I'm sure by that list on the left hand side you'll know who is the newbies who you've not seen before. So yeah, we are going to get underway with qualifying. We've got 14 minutes and 30 seconds left of qualifying session. It is a very wet qualifying, as you can tell. The full wet tyre compounds are on as well. As we are on board with SLH through Cops Corner there now. And he will be the first driver to put a time on the board here tonight. So do not forget, if you are not following all of our social media channels, go ahead and do so if you wish. Follow us here on Twitch, and also go and subscribe to our brand new YouTube channel, where all of our races will now be posted on there now, so they'll be on there forever. As Twitch, they get rid of them after, I think it's 30 days or something like that. So head over to our YouTube channel. It's exactly the same, Phantom Racing, and everything will be over there for you guys. So there you have it. There's a couple of drivers now crossing the line, and obviously a lot of people setting quite fast laps here now. So there you go, Webster. And then instantly, Honzulak setting a 141.4, but even more drivers are crossing the line now. One of our newest drivers, Racer, RC Racer, in the Haas for us tonight, crosses the line. Currently sets the fastest lap on track with a 140.298. And there you have it. So just over half of the grid have now put a time on the board, and hopefully a lot more will also be putting times on the board, and hopefully it will be a dry race for us here, as we'll jump on board with Optical. Let's go around the final couple of bends now. On to the start finish straight, a little bit of a snap there and crosses the line, and currently goes P2 and sets a 140.820. So brilliant start there from Optical, as everyone else now out on track, and a few more putting some times in as well. Then that was Lee Dog crossing the line there in P8. As now Rami sets the fastest middle sector in that Ferrari. Can he put it on provisional pole? So now coming around and crossing the line. And there you go, Rami sets a 138.905. Just under 2 seconds. Well, it is over, sorry, it's over 2 seconds quicker than RC Racer. And there goes Jabadis. Was in P3, but instantly gets pushed down by Guy in P3 there. So, but Jabba's still on the second row. And the best thing is, with these wet tyre compound tyres, you can just keep going round. As long as you've still got ARS to use, you can go around, and then the lap after that, recharge that ARS and go again, essentially, because your tyre wear doesn't really get affected in the wet. Obviously under qualifying conditions it doesn't really, but yeah, there's Honzulak Doing a little bit of drifting there. And there you go, looks like the track is drying up slowly. You can see the path that the drivers are taking there, that dark patch that they are taking. Seems to be helping them out a lot there. And I do apologise for the rain effects, because it's been a bit weird. But yep, currently lead dog. 1 minute 38.40. 1:38.4, sorry. Said that really awkwardly. But there you go. His teammate, lead dog's teammate, RC Racer, crosses the line and goes P2. So that is currently the Haas team locking the front of that grid out at the minute. With Rami improving as well, but still a tenth and a half off getting off the front row there. As people are still flying around, and I do believe this is Jabba flying around again. So we'll stick on board with him. We've not actually seen him race for quite a while. Currently sitting in P5. Lost a little bit of time there with that snap. Got loads of VRS left. And he deploys it straight away. Doesn't set the fastest first sector there though. Optical crosses the line in P4 and pushes the McLaren off the second row there. Williams drivers P6, P7 at the minute. And the two drivers left to put a time on the board, which is Pickle and Drift. Here comes Jabba doing his Tokyo Drift at Copse Corner. There's some yellow flags out there, and that was very close for being on the limits there. Fellow Williams driver. I've got a lot of battery left, but here it goes. Down into Vale. Rami sticks on provisional pole, 1:37.991. Here comes Jabba, gets pushed down again. A lot of snap there as well, but he does improve. Gets himself back up into P6 there. There's a bit of a queue going on here now. Everyone coming out of the pits. 7 minutes remaining of qualifying at the minute. Rami on provisional pole. There's loads of drivers now coming out on track. We are going to look at some tyre conditions here. Everyone seems to be coming out onto the intermediate tyres, which is a bit of a deja vu from Wednesday. But to be fair, RC Racer there did set the fastest first sector, but had to back out of that one there. Lots of people making room here, so everyone has crossed the line and put a time in. Drift King up into P4. So there we have it. Currently Rami sitting in P1, Lead Dog P2, in P3 RC Racer, P4 Drift King, Optical in P5, Jabba in P6, Guy in P7, P8 is Adkin in the Williams, P9 Pickle in the Alpine, and finish up the top 10 is Honzulak in the Red Bull, setting a 1:41.237. So that is currently your top 10 here in qualifying. So we've got a good mix of drivers, a lot of people coming into the pits. I believe going to be putting some intermediates on, and there you go, and them intermediate tyres are coming into immediate effect as Vida crossed the line and put the fastest time with a 1:37.909 on the board. And there you go, Rami is on the intermediates as well, but coming into the pits, so everyone will be probably doing one final run. You can see the rain slowly dying off now. People have got to be quick and get out onto that track. Loopy setting the fastest first sector now. Taking that corner very nicely. As it heads down into Cop's corner now. There's the Ferrari getting out of his way there. Of SLH. Oh, and he takes that corner nicely. I thought he ran that a little bit too wide there. Can he also get the fastest sector in sector 2? He's got some magazine backers there very nicely, and he does set the fastest middle sector. It can loop it, go from P16 onto provisional pole. This comes up to Vale now. Seems a little bit slow going into that corner there, but he is keeping it all composed as he's about to cross the line and sticks it P3, P16 to P3 for Loopy. There you go. Setting a 138.373 there. Victor in P9. Jabadee's now coming out of the pits as well. He's going to do one final run. And then intermediates. He is on intermediates. Good. Guy is still on the wet compound tyre though. Hopefully we do get a dry race for this. I'm hoping. I don't think he's running his lap. KS now starting his fast lap as well. Webster. We'll really see that track drying up now a lot. As we are coming up to the final group of people crossing the line. But Loopy's going to go for it again. Loads of people now on track as well. Adkin on his outlap. Needs to be quick. There's still 2 minutes left, to be honest with you. Jabadee's cooling down them tyres. Sets the fastest first sector. A lot of time I do give people commentators curse here, so brilliant strategy for cooling the tyres down. As you can see, he's taking a different line there, then switches to the outside line and then snaps it back in there at Cop's corner. Very, very on the limits there for Jabba. Currently in P12 as he flies through Maggots and Beckett's now. Ferrari just in his eyesight there. Loads of traffic in front of him, but can he use this to his advantage now? As he sets the fastest middle sector. There is a Ferrari in his way. He does get out of the way, but very, very late. But it might have helped Jabba now. As he comes through Vale. Down into the last 2 corners now. A little bit deep. But he recovers well, and he's about to cross the line. Can he do it? And he is. Jabadee's on provisional pole at the minute. He set a monster time. 2 seconds quicker there than Vida and Rami. That is Jabadee's on provisional pole in the Williams. 30 seconds now left of qualifying. What a qualifying lap there from Jabba. He wants redemption from Wednesday. Didn't go to plan, but still managed to climb up that leaderboard, but didn't have one of the greatest starts. But we need to keep an eye on these guys here now, as Rami and Loopy as well. I think that is Loopy done. And it's going to be close for these guys, as Lee Dog just manages to cross the line in time to start his fastest lap, as Pickle retires from qualifying now. There you go. KS jumps up into P2. Trotman goes from last to third. Huge lap from him, as he set 1:37.8. But at the minute, Jabba still 1.2 seconds quicker than everyone else. Can anyone knock him off that top spot? As Rami has invalidated though as well. Adkin jumps up into P2 and will start alongside, but Drift knocks Jabba off the top spot. An Optical as well pushes Jabba onto the second row now. The track was only getting better. That means Drift currently on provisional pole at the minute. As the remaining drivers, Vida, can he get onto pole position? Honzulak does though. Can Vida? Vida P4. What an end to qualifying here today. I've still got some on track though. We've still got Lee Dog, but he has invalidated his lap time. And that is the end of qualifying here in Silverstone, as Honzulak gets onto pole position. Drift King on the front row as well. Optical and Vida lock out that second row, and Jabba just pushed out of that top 4 position. But a brilliant qualifying from all those drivers, as well as we'll be back in just a few minutes time when the drivers will be back on track, ready for them lights out, and away we go. On the grid, as we are just going to wait for these drivers to get ready, and we will be soon. As you can tell, we are going to wait for these 5 red lights. It is dry here in Silverstone, and we are underway. Drivers changing absolutely all over the place there at the back of the grid. And Honzulak, Drift, Optical, Vida gets a really good start, and Jabba gets up a place already. Slight contact there between, I think that was KS there behind as well, and Jabba taking that inside line there. All on the soft compound tyres here, so it is a good mix of tyre compounds, as we're on board with Jabba there. You can see all the drivers behind, heading through sector 1A now. We've already got one car off towards the back of the grid, and I think that is Victor, as loads of cars now switching positions and getting a better exit there, as there's been some more battling between Optical and Drift, and there you go. That is the potential race strategies for today's race, as Loopy and Adkin are side by side going through Maggers and Beckers there, and some brilliant driving from them two, as Lee Dog gets a really good start as well, as we're heading now down into I forgot what the corner's called. Vale. There we go. Honzulak's still leading the Grand Prix and will set the fastest lap of the race, obviously, so far. And there you go, that is the Mercedes of Optical's strategy for today. And there you go, Honzulak sets the fastest lap with a 1:32.584 for the Red Bull team. But everyone is still grouped together, which is really good to see. Honzulak leading the Grand Prix, Optical in P2, and looking to gain as much as possible. As straight away DRS is open, and away we go, and Optical just looking to potentially dive down the inside there of Honzulak, but backs out of that there, and you can see Optical taking a very wide approach, which could potentially help him get a better exit as they're now heading towards that cop corner. And hopefully it is Red Bull versus Mercedes. Let's not see that again. And there seems to be quite a lot of contact towards the back of the field between RC Racer, Webster, SLH and Slender Stan as well. I'm not too sure what happened there, but there is damage there to RC Racer's car with his front wing. Nothing to SLH's and nothing to anyone else's, but oh, there is to Webster, so there must be contact between Webster and RC Racer as Optical and Honzulak both side by side now, as someone locked up there, and this is getting very close towards the front of the grid now. We've got 5 drivers, and Jabba D setting the fastest lap of the race with a 1:29.836, and you can see they're all within like 3/10 of each other, so it is very, very close here. But we do know Silverstone pretty much has its own weather system here, so anything could happen weather-wise, and so it is important that the drivers do keep an eye on that, as we get a really good aerial shot of all the drivers, and potentially a good shot of Optical making a move on Honzulak, and he was looking to go around the outside, but struggling to make it past, as Jabadiz is now up into P3, and has Drift and Vida right behind as well, and you can see Vida gets a brilliant exit as well on Drift there, and gets up a place and moves up into P4 just before Cops Corner. Brilliant exit there from Vida, as we'll jump on board with Vida, as we can see these battles unfold in front of him. I'm sure the drivers will appreciate the dry weather, as Honzulak gets overtaken there by Optical down at Vale, and Optical is now your new race leader, and Jabadiz looking to make up a place as well against Honzulak, backs out of that move, still remains in P3. And there you go, Optical sets a new fastest lap again with a 1:29.776. But obviously the fight will continue. As now Optical is now under a lot of pressure already by Honzulak, because Honzulak dives down the inside of Optical and retakes the lead of the British Grand Prix. As always, we're going to try and get as many clips up on social media as much as possible for you guys to rewatch the race. But it is getting very close here, and I think strategies might come into play here at the overcut and the undercut as well. That's going through Maggers and Beckett's now. Oh, and Honzulak runs very wide there off track, meaning Optical gets a brilliant run, and so does Jabadiz, as Jabba looking to go around the outside of Honzulak, as well as Optical retakes the lead of the Grand Prix yet again, and Jabba and Honzulak both side by side now, heading through Vale. Jabadiz has that inside line, but backs out of that one, and Honzulak remains in P2. And look at these 5 drivers here now. Ramit and KS slowly catching up as well. Yeah, we're sort of having them 2 groups sort of forming. Again, everyone's following each other's slipstream there. Honzulak very late on the brakes, and potentially could get a really good exit hit on Optical. Both side by side, Optical gets a slightly better exit there, but Honzulak looking to fight back, heading towards Cops now. They're both side by side through Cops, And Optical comes out of it better, but Jabberdees has seen an opportunity now, and is now side by side with Honzulak. But backs out of that one, but some brilliant battling there now. But, oh, there seems to be some contact there between Jabba, Vida, and I think Drift as well getting in the mix. And you can see there now Rami and KS now getting involved in, and Jabberdees has dropped down to P5, very nearly taking P2 off Honzulak. But Rami gets that 3-second time penalty there for multiple track warnings. Things seem to be hotting up here now. Trotman also gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple track warnings too. Honzulak looking to try and regain this position here now. We're going to jump on board, but Honzulak does have a load of ERS left. Optical, not so much. You see Optical taking that inside line straight away. And Honzulak going down the inside. Very late on the brakes there for Honzulak, but makes the move and sticks it as well. And Vida and Drift side by side with each other as well. Drift opting for the medium compound tyre, as we've just switched to Vida's cockpit view here now. As everything is switching around left, right and centre. And Honzulak now be under immense amount of pressure as Honzulak goes wide yet again, meaning Optical gets a brilliant run on Honzulak. There's not much Honzulak can do here now. Honzulak moves to that inside line trying to defend from Vida. Vida looks to go around the outside of Honzulak as Optical retakes the lead of the British Grand Prix on Honzulak. Sticks in P2 and there you go. Drift makes a move on Vida and that is Drift up into P3. Brilliant battling going on here now, but loads of drivers, because of all this battling, are now regrouping with the front of the field. 19 laps left of this Grand Prix now. I'm sure tyres will be becoming a bit of an issue soon. As now Rami's just been overtaken there as well by Lee Dog, and Optical loses his position to Honzulak as these two continue to switch places again. As we'll get a nice aero view yet again. Oh, and that is Jabberdees running wide there. Hopefully he would have lifted off and not getting a penalty. Quite a few people running wide here, but Drift and Optical looking to gain more positions there now. Honzulak under loads of pressure by Honzulak, and Honzulak comes out in front. And that is someone pitting straight away, and that is Rami into the pits. I think everyone's strategy is the soft to medium compound now. There's now Honzulak on lap 8, following Optical's line. It's too far away to make a move there. Oh, but the switch back there from Honzulak gains a place there on Optical, but they're both, oh, I thought they were both side by side, but they're not. Brilliant move there by Honzulak. But now, is that Jabba? I thought Jabba was side by side. We'll jump on board with Jabba though. Look at him. He's absolutely swarming these drivers here now. Jabberdees not With hardly any ERS here. He's potentially got Lee Dog on his tail. Pickle. 3 seconds of penalties there for multiple track warnings. No virtual cars or virtual safety cars just yet. But Drift and Honzulak are both side by side with each other. And Ian's going to be last on the brakes. Honzulak does have that inside line though, and Drift looking to go around the outside of Optical. Optical defends well, and Drift dives down the inside of Optical in the 3 wide. And Drift is your new race leader, and you can see straight away Optical having the best line. And look at these 4, nearly went 3 wide there into Cop's corner, and Optical takes the inside line through Cop's and takes that place straight back off Drift yet again. Honzulak needs to get round Drift as quickly as possible here now. Drift technically on the slower tyre, should I say, but he's on the mediums, which will probably be holding up a lot better now than the soft compound tyre, as Drift looks to take that back again off Optical. Was around the outside of Optical through up to Vale and retakes the lead, but Optical wants that back as Honzulak and Vida both side by side there, and Lee Dog does manage to get past Jabba there, so that's Jabba down into P6, Lee Dog up into P5 now, and Drift King is your new race leader. As Pickle gets another 3 seconds added to his time. Let's get these penalties on screen for you guys to look at. But look how close it is all at the front here. Optical down the inside, gets the move done, and Drift and Honzulak are side by side there as well, and Vida also wants a piece of the action as we're nearly 3 wide. So we're all heading down to Cop's corner once again. This will get very interesting here now. We could end up with a big crash very, very soon. As there's a lot of people going side by side through Cop's. There's Jabba and Honzulak now side by side with each other as well. You can see the KS, loads of speed there. Past Jabba. And there you go, Honzulak into the pits and Jabba into the pits as well. Very nearly going into each other there, but they are the first drivers into the pits. And that breaks up the field just a little bit there. Adkin up into P6 though for Adkin. As Lee Dog and Vida side by side with each other. As they're heading up to turn 4 now. So the first DRS zone. Again, it's going to be who's lost on the brakes. Drift King still leading the Grand Prix. Optical sat in P2. Lee Dog now P3. Vida into P4 now. As Honzulak and Jabba exit the pits. There's some gaps starting to open up just a little bit now. But Lee Dog's still within DRS. Optical very easily overtakes Drift. Up to Vale. And isn't going to pit there. These a lot staying out. I mean, Honzulak and Jabba both pitted. So we're 1.4 seconds behind Honzulak. But it's okay, they're on the fresh tyres. Both on... Oh, Honzulak has opted for the hard compound tyres, Japanese. Onto the mediums. We're going to flick to the front though, because again we've got about 5 drivers all within half a second of each other now. And it is getting to the stage of when are those soft tyre compound guys going to pit? And I presume the medium compound drivers are on now should be pitting around lap 14 to 15. Giving them 10 laps on them softs as Optical retakes the lead again from Drift. There you go, Optical dives into the pits and Lee and everyone else follows behind as well, apart from the guys on the medium compound tyres, which means both RB drivers are now leading the front of the pack. It'll be very interesting now to see where Honzulak and Jabba come out of this now. They've got to be quick. Rami onto the hard as well. They're about to exit the pits now. This could be close on exit. You can just see Optical coming out of the pits. Optical comes in between Honzulak and Jabba. It's not how Jabba though, because he is within that DRS now. Optical will be on the colder tyres. But it has shaped things up a bit. Honzulak getting held up a little bit there by Rami. I thought they were going to go side by side there, but they're not. It's going to remain without any penalties now. I'll try to, should I say. Oh, and that is a big crash there between Rami and Optical. Huge crash there. Rami and Optical out of the British Grand Prix. What an impact there, going through Maggots and Beckett's there. That was a huge crash. And are people pitting again? People are pitting again. The softs are going back on for Honzulak. Jabba is going to put softs back on. Has he got a spare set of softs? He isn't, so he's going to put mediums on. So, but how are them? Has he got fresh tyres on there on Zulak? So that is the tyre situation at the minute. KS and Drift need to pit if they have them softs available. So there you have it. KS, Drift, SLH, all on them soft compound tyres now. And I think they'll all come out, and they do, ahead of Honzulak and Jabba. So now KS now leads the British Grand Prix on a fresh set of soft compound tyres, and eventually will lead the restart. Huge impact there. Huge. Just waiting for all the remaining cars to regroup. And then we will be back racing. So that'll be a big incident going to the FIA. KS getting ready. And we're just waiting for Webster there at the back to catch up to the back of the grid. And this will be safety car in this lap for lap 17 is where we'll go racing again, which means we'll have 9 laps remaining of the Silverstone Grand Prix. I'm sure this one will be a good one to watch back. And there you have it, safety car is now in this. Getting ready for this restart. Excuse me. Now 16 drivers left on track. And there he goes. KS is away. Vida behind on the medium compound tyre though. I think everyone else behind on the softs as KS gets a brilliant launch there. Zulak and Jabba have a little bit of fighting to get through though. And Zulak was already alongside Victor there. Victor holding his line and makes it stick. Oh, and Honzulak sees an opening there against Victor. They're both side by side. Through Cops. Honzulak backside, but Honzulak gets a really good exit there. Through Cops again. They're both side by side. Oh, there's contact between them two. That is Victor onto the grass. And drops down to P12 there. Not sure if he had some damage there or not. And loads of people set in fastest laps there now. Drift at the minute with a 129.029. The fastest guy on track. Honzulak has now got Lupit and Jabadis right behind him. And Drift makes a move on Vida. And that is both RBs stacking at the front. Can anyone take this away from the RBs now? Oh, something's happened at the back here. That is Lee Dog going off track. Has dropped to last position at the minute. Oh, and Drift gets a 3-second time penalty there for multiple track warnings. That will hurt him at the end of this race. Oh, and that is Guy is off. You can see him in the barrier there. That's another big crash again. Not too sure what happened there. But that is a full safety car deployed yet again. Will anyone else pit for any soft tyres now? People opting to stay out. No one going into the pits there. Oh, Lee Dog. Into the pits he goes. And Trotman gets another 3 seconds of time penalties there. So there you go, Lee Dog. On to fresh softs. I should have to wait for Lee Dog to catch up. So not much we can do here at the moment. Just going to wait for the safety car to come into the pits. Oh, it should be in this lap. Well, whilst doing that, I'm just going to get some clips ready. So, I'm going to wait for the car to come in. And there you go, that'll be safety car in. And it is safety car in. And there we go racing again. KS still leading the Grand Prix. Gets a brilliant start there with Drift as well. And Drift is your new race leader, but he has got that 3 seconds worth of time penalties as well added to his time. But yeah, Drift does have that 3 second time penalty there, so KS just needs to stay within his time penalty there. Vida is getting closer to him though as well. Honzulak trying to fight his way through here, the pack as quickly as possible. Drift King sets the fastest lap with a 129. No, he doesn't, because Lee Dog snatches it straight off him with a 128.878. Just 4 laps remaining of this British Grand Prix now, as Honzulak fights his way up into P4 and is continuing to try and get onto that podium as quickly as possible. And at the minute, he is going to be on the podium with Drift King's penalty there. There's a bit of a gap there now though between Vida and Honzulak. But SLH and Jabba both battling out with each other as Jabba goes round the outside of SLH. SLH sticking it down the inside, not giving that place up easily, but Jabba remains in front of SLH, let's take P6. Lap 23 now of 26. The lead dog again sets another fastest lap with the 128. And that was 0.5 there. So he's gaining. It's currently P10. Vida is now your new race leader. KS very close behind. Pickle now out of DRS as well. It's going to help Jabber a lot. I mean a lot. So it's pretty much going to be Vida versus KS here now at the minute. As Drift has some front wing damage as well there. And straight away, Honzulak overtakes him, and there you can see Jabberdee's in the background making a move on Pickle, and Jabberdee's up into P5 now as well. Drift with some front wing damage, which, look at that, straight away Jabber straight on Drift King's back there, but Pickle gets a really good exit there as well. Things can get very interesting here. Jabber does need to try and make a move here, and Pickle decides to dive down the inside of Jabber, but Jabber gets a brilliant exit and very nearly overtakes Drift before he even gets that DRS open. And there you go, Jabberdee's up into P4, and he needs to get away from Drift as quickly as possible because Pickle is looking to gain on Drift as well. And there you go, Drift now down. Well, he was, but still side by side with each other. This could potentially end badly, but you never know. Oh, and there's contact between them two. Between Pickle and Drift there. No idea what happened. That was very, very weird there between them two. But Jabberdee's have been given a little bit of breathing space now. But SLH looking to make a move on Pickle there, but rejoins the track in a bit of an awkward position there as Adkin. Oh, and there's a big crash again between SLH and Adkin on the start-finish straight there. Huge collision again between them two. Again, that will have to be reviewed. I think that will definitely be going to the stewards. And that at the minute, it's 5 drivers out. Victor, 3 seconds time penalty again. Quite a few of them just got them then. I think Slender just got one too. Vida still leads the Grand Prix and crosses the line to start the final lap of today's race. As it's going to be Vida versus Honzulak on the last lap. Can Honzulak snatch this win off Vida? This could potentially be very, very close here. Honzulak unable to get around Vida, but is this going to be the last chance at Vale? Vida taking that inside line, and Honzulak looking to go around the outside, and it is very close as they're coming up to the final stretch here. Oh, and that seemed a little bit controversial there from KS. But KS snatches it off Honzulak, and everyone there crossing the line. Crossing the line, sorry. And there you have it. That is the end of the British Grand Prix. And there you go. That is the end of this week. Just want to say a massive thank you for your joining us here at Phantom Racing TV, and we'll see you all next week here on Twitch, and if you're watching on YouTube as well. So in that case, we'll see you all soon. Bye for now.